Hey everyone, how's it going today? I'm going to be doing a mod today that's going to really tighten up my cornering, so really looking forward to see what the difference is. As you can see here, I already have the car up on ramps, and this is what I'll be going with today. This is the Perrin 25mm sway bar. It's supposed to be pretty tight. I mean, you can make it where it's basically just locked in the back. I'm going to be doing the Perrin adjustable Endlinks. These are the spherical ones. It seemed like it was going to be a little bit better to have a little bit more control to make sure that everything lines up correctly. That was my reasoning for not just getting the Perrin ones that are fixed. Came with bushings, grease. Then these are not talked about very much. This is actually the rear sway bar brace. So I'll be showing you today how to actually put that on as well. And it came with some extra bolts. When you're under the car, just taking a look, you can see your sway bar is mounted by this little clamp here. So you'll need to be removing these two, I believe they're 12mm bolts, and take this cover off of here. You can see right here, this is your factory Endlink, and you can see it's pretty small. You'll be removing the nuts and bolts through there, taking the pin out, and you'll be also, let me get you a good angle here. You'll be removing it there at the top too. So you'll be able to take out the Endlink, these clamps, and everything should just pop out. Now what a lot of people mention is with your Y pipe, with the OEM you should be able to get the sway bar out, but I'll probably have to remove this Y pipe section here just to get everything out and make it easier for the reinstall of the new sway bar. So I'm going to get to removing these, and I'll be back with you here shortly. So I do have these covers removed, and I'm going to be working on the Endlink here. You're going to see it right here. It's best to start with the top, which I learned last night, because once you remove this here, this just plays freely with the sway bar, so it's kind of hard to undo. As well as there is a little spot where an Allen wrench is, and once you fit the Allen key in there, if it's spinning, then you're able to actually just hold it down and remove the nut. So this is old versus new. I'll show you the difference in the sway bars here. You can see how the Perrin is a little bit fatter. Definitely is going to be a little bit more stiffer. Then the Endlinks, it kind of speaks for itself. I mean, just look at that difference. Alright, so what I'm going to work on now is just kind of clean things up and then start working on putting the bushings on here once they're greased up, and go ahead and just kind of fit this bar and screw in the bushings. And I'll leave them a little bit loose, that way that this bar can kind of wiggle up and down to fit on the Endlinks. And the tip with the Endlinks is, since they are adjustable, you want to start, and it looks like Perrin actually packages them the way they should be. You want it basically the same as your stock ones, and that looks like exactly the way that they came. Just as another thing, I did take off my Y pipe to be able to get this out. I cleaned it up a little bit, but these are the torque solution braces, which basically fit from right here to right there to give it a little bit more support. Now whenever you undo these bolts, there's a bolt and then a nut is what I mean. They're both 17s. Once you unscrew it, you can get the nut off, but what I did was I used my jack here with a piece of wood and slowly just put it right here and pushed up. And if you push it up maybe like 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch, this bolt simply slides out, and it keeps the holes all lined up to just guide the new bolt in. So you basically just pull it out, put it back in. But if you're actually doing this and you're having a real tough time getting this bolt out, just put some pressure up on this arm and the bolt will come out. Otherwise, once you get the bolt out, it's going to be a pretty tough time to try to get the new one back in. And you need it because the factory OEM bolt is too short for this. So here's the look with the braces installed. For some reason with this brace, it was kind of an oval hole, so it fit really well. This one was just a completely circle hole, so I actually had to drill out a little bit of the inside of here to make it a little bit wider, that way it fit on there. So just as a heads up for anyone who gets these, you may have some fitment issues with here. I didn't want to tighten it down and have this go over the bolt and strip out the threads as I was trying to tighten it down. So that was why I enlarged it a little bit. Now I'm going to be moving on to the Endlinks. I have this Endlink fitted now. It's actually pretty easy to get this on. If you have trouble getting this on, unscrew this a little bit. But I think because I have this loose right now, that's what's giving me the playroom. But it's basically the bolt washer, feed it through to the other side, and it's a washer, lock screw, and then the nut. Still contemplating whether to put it on the medium setting or the soft setting. The soft setting is a little bit difficult to get to without adjusting the Endlink, and it looks like it has a little bit of a weird positioning. So I may just do the middle. I'm going to test on the opposite side now, installing the Endlink, and then we'll go from there. Here's the final installation. I do have both Endlinks installed, and I do have it set on the medium setting right now. What I did notice earlier was maybe a little bit difficult to see. Okay, right there. Between the actual Endlink itself and the sway bar, there is a spacer. Whenever I first tightened that spacer up, it was not seated properly within the Endlink, so it had about an extra ½ an inch of play in it. Once I did the other side, I realized what had happened, so I had to re-loosen this one up. It actually has a spacer that fits inside the Endlink, so make sure that spacer is inside the Endlink before you start tightening it down. So basically the way to tell is if you can't actually put the nut on the end of it, that's whenever you know that the spacer is not seated properly. Well, I'm going to tighten everything back up now, and I should be set after putting the Y pipe back on. For the torque, you're going to torque these to 40, and if you undo either of these here, those are going to go back to 70. With these itself, you just tighten them down. Just to give you an idea here, this is the 25mm. Tells you here setting 1 is 250, setting 2 is 320, and setting 3 is 600. So I'm going to try it out on the 320, see how it works. For those of you that are curious about fitment with a aftermarket exhaust, you can see here there's still plenty of room. That's probably about a good inch gap, so you're not going to have any issues with that. I'm going to put the car down, go for a test drive, and I'll let you know any differences that I feel. Whenever you're doing the Endlinks here on the sway bar, I had torqued everything down on the inside bolt to, well, the specific amount, but specifically where the Endlinks are, it's 40 pounds, and we were driving around, or I was with some friends, and we could hear a little bit of a clink sound. I came back and I torqued the other side, which was probably only about 30 foot-pounds or maybe even 25. So apart from that, they recommend 40 foot-pounds, but I actually torqued everything down to 50 plus, I guess you would say. So with doing the front sway bar bushings and Endlinks, and now the rear sway bar itself, bushings, and the Endlinks, the car feels, one, that whenever you're driving it's fixed on however you really set the wheel, so it's really good. It doesn't have a pull either left or right, it's just if you set it straight it's going to stay straight. On turns, it seems as if it's more of you don't feel too much of a body roll, so it's almost as if what's in front of you is just kind of moving, as your car feels almost as if it's stationary, which I like a whole lot. I don't really like the body roll. It always makes me nervous feeling on the sides I always feel like it's gonna lift up rather than just tuck in and go throughout the turn. So overall, this is a pretty cool product. Haven't done any super aggressive turning and driving with it yet, so I may update everyone later on with that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, happy driving and enjoy.